Hey, you guys, Amanda here. Rebels Against Government, knowing because we don't like nuts in our government. I wanted to go over some of these amendments to the Constitution. There's going to be four on the ballot, and hopefully make you understand something about this. There's a lot of propaganda for you to vote yes, okay? I want to make you aware anytime you add or edit anything that's already on the Constitution for Louisiana, you're leaving it open to interpretation, okay? I'm concerned about the way some of these are written because it really makes people think, oh, yes, yes, we need that. That's got to happen. Yeah, that's good. All right. Number one, I agree with it. We don't need any foreign anything in our elections, but you also have to think about when we tried to do the recall on Edwards, if that would actually be considered or encompassed in that with the verbiage on this. This can be enacted into law without needing a constitutional change. Why are they trying to change the actual Constitution? That's what you've got to ask. And number two, that one would lead to court challenges over language, and we already have that freedom. That protected us in COVID, even though they tried to shut us down and everything. It essentially was ended up being left to the church to decide. We've already got that right, and if you add any verbiage or take any verbiage away, that's going to mean that you are essentially giving the courts the right to reconstruct it. Basically, that's reconstructing our freedom of religion, even though it sounds good. That's one of our most sacred rights. It's supposed to protect us against the worship, but the term place of worship, it's not defined. It could be used broadly, and it could undermine the intent of it. I'm concerned about that one. It's not needed to safeguard the freedom of religion. We already have that. So adding that language is going to lead to them reinterpreting it, rewriting it, changing it up, okay? That's what we've been trying to prevent from happening, but this could actually make it happen, okay? I'm not voting yes to any of it. The surplus spending on retirement debt, which is number 3, that one I don't really know about. We do need a lot of reconstruction, but Mitch Landrieu is over. He's the former mayor of New Orleans, the one that took our monuments down. He is over the infrastructure deal through Biden. There's already been a lot of money given for that. So I'm kind of in agreement with it going towards, I'm in agreement to it going to the retirement, but it removes lawmakers' ability to determine their own state spending priorities. And that's not a good thing, because if we really, really need something and we have the money in the surplus, we won't be able to do it because it's going to go to retirement stuff, okay? The property tax exemption for nonprofit organizations, number 4, is a hell no. All right, this right here, it's already enacted. You already have that right, okay? And I know there's some bogus nonprofits, you guys. I realize that. But there are already laws in place to deal with that. And under this, code enforcement violations can be subjective. Like, say you have a church, and the church down the road has a whole lot more members, they have a whole lot more followers, and they're buddy-buddy with the code inspector, okay? and they start hitting you with a bunch of crap. Now, being a person that has suffered persecution like this, I automatically think about how that could be used against good people. And they could lose their nonprofit protection under that. Removal of the tax exemption doesn't even guarantee the conditions would be corrected that they are attacking. There's other laws that do this. This is not the way to enforce this at all. Not by an amendment to our Constitution. Now, you could do a law so we could go after some of these bogus nonprofits. But if you put this into the Constitution, that is basically going to annihilate nonprofits' rights to tax exemption. Because anybody they decide they don't want to be tax exempt, they're going down. I mean, you think about it. Some of these churches, they have really nice buildings. They have really nice church vans. They have really nice things. And if you have a corrupt city that decides, oh, they gonna have to lose their exemption because we need that money, guess what? They're going down. That's what would happen. Number 4 is a hell no, okay? There's laws and there's other ways to do that. That does not need to be amended to the Constitution. They're sneaking this stuff in. And people don't really realize what it is. They make it look really, really great on that paper. And you're like, yeah, we need that. No, you really don't need to be changing the Constitution. Because when you change the language, you change the interpretation. Then it's going to be open to challenges. It's going to lead to a courtroom. And people are going to be arguing back and forth. No, that means that, and that means that. Don't you think the people that wrote it intended for that? Think about it. I'm dead serious. Personally, I'm voting no to all 4 amendments this year. Because there's laws that can be done versus changing the Constitution that can then be interpreted in different manners. That's what I'm telling you. If I win Secretary of State, which I believe they've already programmed in who's going in, and if that is the case, if this person that's going in is going in, I don't know. I think I'm going to be leaving Louisiana because my vote damn sure won't matter. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, what they can do when you're making amendments to the Constitution, because it sounds really good on paper. But when you're the one that they're going against and using those amendments to attack, you really gonna regret it. Especially if you got a bridge that's done collapsed in front, your way to work, and they could fix it, but all that money went to the retirement account. You got to think about this stuff, you guys. Really, really read it and try to interpret what it means. But if you don't look at it outside of the ballot, you're not going to understand it. That's, the pros and the cons should be listed. The arguments against, the arguments for. The Shreveport Times newspaper had a wonderful article written. I applaud them because they put the pros and the cons and what it could mean and how it could be used against us. So I say use the laws that are on the books. They don't enforce those anyway. But don't be tampering with our Constitution in Louisiana. You hear me?